every January, I would set about all of my goals for my garden that year. And I have slowly over the year increased my goals from 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 to last year I had 12. And inevitably, I would fail at some of my goals, if not most of them. And it wasn't that the failure was surprising to me. In fact, I kind of expected that with that many goals. But what did surprise me was that when I backed down how many goals that I did, I realized that my garden was more productive. It was more enjoyable. And so today we're going to talk about why maybe you should back down your goals. What are some good goals to have? And then what the Homegrown Florida Gardening goals are. If you're new here, I'm Katrina with Homegrown Florida. Welcome to my channel. Let's get into goal setting. So one reason why you might want to decrease the amount of goals that you have going into your garden, or how big those goals are, is that divided attention always produces a lesser result. So if you have too many goals, your attention is divided into too many different things. And when your attention is divided into many different things, you become, what is the little saying? A master of none. What is it? A something of what? And a master of none. I don't know. It's, you guys know. If you know, tell me down in the comments. It's a little saying, basically saying when you do lots of different things, you end up mastering none of them because you aren't focused on any of them. So when we have less goals, we have more attention to focus on a specific thing. The second reason why you might want to reduce your goals is I found that, like, starting all these different things, right? I was so excited about starting all these different varieties and starting all these different kinds of plants that I only got so far in perfecting or finding the perfect variety or things like that because I was so focused on so many else. It's like the divided attention thing, but whenever you start something and then kind of move on to the next thing, you're never perfecting that one thing. I really figured that out this last fall with my tomato dwarf experiment. I was so focused on everything at the beginning of the year and during summer, but when it came to fall, I was like, I really just want to focus on these tomatoes. I need to find tomatoes that really produce. And when I really focused in on that and I spent most of my research time, most of my time in the garden on those tomatoes, I really got really good at those tomatoes. I made so much progress in my experience with tomatoes that, yeah, it kind of clued me into, like, I'm spreading my knowledge and my research and my time too thinly, and I'm never getting to this perfecting point. And it's really hard, right? Because we all want to do lots of different things. We want to become perfect at everything in the garden. But when you don't have the time and attention to focus on one at a time, you end up having a okay harvest, but not like a really good harvest. I'm happy to say that this fall I had a really, really good tomato harvest. It was pretty phenomenal. Pretty much any time that I had in my spare time to research ended up going to tomatoes. In the past, it would have gone to a bunch of things, and I would have just gotten surface level information and surface level involvement in my tomatoes. This year, I got a lot of research in my tomatoes. Another reason why you might want less goals is you can be more responsive and less rigid. I am so known for this. It is my issue that I'm very rigid, and when I set a goal, I'm like, I have to achieve that goal. In some ways that's a positive thing for me. It's really helped me in a lot of areas of my life, but when it came to the garden, it became concerning. And I had a few times this year where things didn't go the way that I hoped they would, and it really bummed me out. And I'm like, the garden is supposed to bring me happiness. It's not supposed to bring me stress. And things like hurricanes and early frost, which we don't get very many frosts down here, but I got one 7 weeks before Christmas, which is just unheard of. I haven't had a frost before Christmas in 5 years. I don't even know where 7 weeks came from. So when you have those moments of a hurricane, a frost, bad seeds, a crop failure, a new pest in the garden. I got cucumber beetles for the first time, never had those before, but that was new for me. So when those things all fail and you're like, oh, you have so much rigidness that you have to focus on this specific, really, really specific goal, then, you kind of get bummed and you feel a little less. And then you kind of are standing there like, okay, I can't do anything about this. I can't fix the cucumber plants because the season is over for them now. I certainly can't replace my tomato plants that got killed by a frost. It's the wrong time of year and they take 5 months to grow. So you have to be more responsive and less rigid. And I think by having a little bit broader of goals this year, I can have more responsiveness. And then the last reason is going to be that just less goals means less burnout, which means more joy and more happiness in the garden. Our gardens, yes, they feed us. They're here to help save us money. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us got into this because we just enjoy gardening. Like it is just fun for us. So why are we making these goals causing it to become less fun for us? This has been something that has weighed heavy on me this last year because I just became so rigid in the garden and I became so obsessed with reaching the goals that I kind of forgot what brought me joy. And I decided that my goals this year are all going to bring me joy. And so let's do the goals for this year because I am so excited about that. So what brings me joy in the garden? Well, the first thing is going to be harvests, weekly harvests. So I'm going to put that down. Weekly harvest. How am I going to go about doing that? I don't know. What vegetables that's going to include? I'm not sure. Is it going to be your supply that I usually go for? No. I just want to pull things out of the garden every single week. So for me, that means I need staggered planting. I need to do succession planting. And if I'm harvesting it, I need to be eating it. So I am no longer growing anything just because it's cute, it grows well down here, or maybe, you know, it'll film well. Sometimes I do that. And so, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to grow things that me and my family actually eat on a regular basis, not things we're going to try to work in there because it grows well. And I want to be able to pull out of the garden every single week. I think that's going to be really hard during the summer because a lot of the summer crops grow very long and they don't have this long harvest period. It's like harvest all at once. So I'm gonna have to think about that. That's gonna be where I probably put a majority of my thought process is gonna be into the summer garden. The second one, if you guys who saw my video on things that I refused to do before that I want to do now, is gonna be around flowers. I'm not just gonna say I wanna grow more flowers. I'm not gonna say I wanna grow a certain kind of flower. None of that nonsense. I just need to make sure that there's flowers in every bed. So what does that mean for me? This month, I am going to be starting a bunch of flowers from seed. I'm going to start them in trays so that I can spread them out. That way, if there's a crop failure, if there's a bad seeds, I have them in trays. I can pop them out and put them in whatever bed. If I can get flowers into every single bed, I think that's just going to make me so happy. As I'm walking around, the flowers are there. They last longer. They help with pollinate. They're just so many good things, and I just love them. It brings me joy. And this is the year that I'm bringing myself a lot of joy. The next one. You guys know I love fruit. It's going to be monthly fruit, harvests specifically. I'm not going to be too hard on myself on this one. If it's growing, I think I'll be happy too. Even if it's not harvest ready, as long as it's growing, I think I'll be happy. But my goal is to do a video every month about fruit growing in the garden and preferably fruit harvest from the garden. And I've already started out strong. We've got strawberries growing right now. I am not, though, going to add any more fruit trees. This is my goal. I am going to work on the production of my fruit in my garden currently, not trying to add more and more fruits. The more trees I added, the more complicated it became. I have stuff that's still in pots that's never going to be able to make it into the ground because I just don't have the space here, or they just don't do well in the ground here, like the mango. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm not adding anymore. I'm going to work on the production of the stuff I have. I'm going to enjoy the harvest of the fruit that I currently have. And I'm going to work on making my trees and my bushes and everything more healthy, more pollinator friendly, more pollinator pairings, just trying to make them more productive and increase their yield every single month. And I think that this is going to be a little bit tough when we enter into fall. Fall is like the hardest time for growing fruit because there's some fruits that grow. It's usually like the tropical fruits, and I'm just in a climate here in Florida that's a little bit colder, and so some of those tropical fruits don't necessarily work for me. That's why they're in pots. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna keep working at it. I'm gonna work on their production. I'm gonna work on their nutrition. I'm gonna work on their pruning, and we'll see if I can have fruit in the garden every single month, whether it's harvestable or not. That's besides the point. I would love it if it's harvestable, but if it's not, that's okay too. So that's it for the year. I am just doing 3 goals, which is so weird for me. It's so weird for me to look at this and be like, that's all I gotta do. But I think this is gonna bring me a lot of joy, being able to harvest and eat food from the garden, see flowers in every single one of my beds, and be able to harvest fruit every single month, or at least see fruit growing every single month. That would be my joy at the end of the year. If this is accomplished, I will be happy. I don't need anything more than this for my garden to bring me joy. I want to hear what you guys' goals are, so head down to the comments and leave them there. You can also follow me on all of the social media sites and connect with me there. Let me know what goals you're going for. Are you going detailed like I used to, or are you going to go a little bit broader, a little high level in order to really get joy and focus? This year, it's joy and focus for me. That's my garden, joy and focus. I'm going to try to keep that in my mind always. Joy and focus. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Happy gardening.
If you want to learn more about growing vegetables in your backyard garden, make sure to check out my new ebook, Homegrown Florida Gardening Guide, at my website, homegrownfloridagarden.com. Make sure to pick up your copy today, and you will have all the information you need to be a successful gardener.